Okay, hello there. This is Pump01, and what I'm about to discuss is the AOS Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 rankings, the fifth one. So, this is after the pay per view number 4, and let's get started with the championships. Again, those divisions are the KO division, grappling division, double team division, PW division, MMA division, and the absolute division. So let's start with the first division. And quick reminder, I will not be saying the names of people because I can't pronounce everybody's name and I don't want to make it seem like I'm only talking about such and such. I would say like what they are as far as like if they're from the MMA or the pro wrestling or cruiserweight or one of my creative characters. I'll display them like that by saying what rank they are and stuff like that in the divisions. So first up we have the KO division. The champion is still the champion. He just had his fourth consecutive title defense. The number one contender was able to beat him in the first match, but he came back and beat him in the second match, and then he won the final match because I do championships, the best 2 out of 3, only if the champion loses. So if the champion loses, he gets automatically a rematch clause. The very next match will be his rematch clause, and if he loses that, then it's over. But if he somehow managed to win, it goes to the best 2 out of 3 scenario, and whoever wins the third and final match is the reigning defending new champion, and they also get a title defense. So if the champion loses the third match but won the second match, he still gives up the belt because it's the best 2 out of 3 if the title holder loses. So if the champion wins, he just defended his title and it's over with. But if he loses, he automatically gets the rematch, and then best 2 out of 3. So also, what's good to know about this is that the Hunter was originally doing show C, I believe. No, the Hunter during show 4A, I believe, was no. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Yeah. Who was it? What was it? Dang. Because there's a new fifth spot. Yeah. Wherever the Hunter is, just got rid of the Hunter is new and the fifth spot is new. Yeah. I lost track of what I was trying to say. Anyway, let's move on. And congrats to the new fifth spot. First time I think had a ranking. Because the fifth spot who was right there used to be the MMA champ, but then because they used the Fight for Gold title, but then the person that took the title from used the Fight for Gold title and got back their MMA championship, and so forth and so on. Yeah, so that's how that went down. Alright, let's move on. The grappling division. So in the grappling division, the champion, who won, the first time winning the title was not this pay-per-view, but pay-per-view 4, and this past pay-per-view had 2 title defenses, defending against the number 1 contender and defending against the Fight for Gold champion, who I will mention name was Rickson Gracie, and beat him in consecutive back-to-back matches. And yeah, pretty much. And the Hunter has been moving up, so he's gonna get his first chance at number 1 contendership to try to get a title shot, the new Hunter. So congrats to him. And now all the number 1 contenders matches take place at show B's. So like show A is Fight for Gold, which is the first thing that happens. Then all the fifth spot chance qualifiers, and then show B is all of the rank matches, as in wild card versus fifth spot, and number 1 contender versus Hunter, which is the number 1 contenders matches. And show C will be Wild Card versus Hunter, versus Wild Card in the fifth spot chance. And then the pay-per-view is just all the championship titles will be defended. And the very last title match will be the Fight for Gold title person deciding which title he's going to go for. Yeah, I was able to explain all that. Let's move on to the next division. This is moving along smoothly. And we have the double team division. And the champions are still the champions. They have gone through their fourth consecutive title defense, just like the KO champion. And their name, the nickname I gave them is Mass ND because they're two mass wrestlers, so I named them Mass ND. And they just got their fourth consecutive title defense. And something I believe is accurate about them is the number one contenders and the Hunters are the only two tag teams I think they ever had to defend their titles against. I'm not sure if that wild card team they ever had to face them for the title. They ever defended their title against them. And the fifth spot, I think they just defended their fifth spot, but like that's the bubble. Like in every division, being the fifth spot is the worst case scenario because that fifth spot chance means you go through a league and you got to face everybody in that league, and if one of those teams in that league wins, then you're out of your division. So like the fifth spot is not no cakewalk at all. You got to freaking be on your toes if you lose that ranking match against the wild card, because now there's a chance that you'll be out of the division if you lose the ranking match, because the ranked matches that happen are, as I just explained, is on show B is, wild card versus fifth spot and number one contender versus Hunter, which is the number one contenders match to see who's gonna face the champ. And then in show C you got the fifth spot chance and Hunter versus wild card, because come the pay-per-view, for the pay-per-view you're gonna have the normal contenders versus the champions, and also the Fight for Gold champion will decide which title he want to go for at the very end of the show. So the Fight for Gold title is the first thing, it's the first match on show A, and then for the pay-per-view it's the very last match after all the titles have been defended. So let's move on. This is moving on nicely. Alright, what's next? So yeah, we got the PW division, and Scott Thornton this past pay-per-view 4 has won the title. So he has his first ever championship, and it's sad for me because I never thought like Chaos was ever gonna lose the title. Him and Rage, who is the KO champion, who is the KO champion. The one I'm talking about right now is Chaos, who is number one contender, who is the Sinister. So like, I never thought he was gonna ever lose his title, but like it happened. And congrats to Scott Thornton for taking that title. Not too much really to say about that, but Chaos, man, I know he won his title rematch, but that wild card spot is, the guy who's at the wild card spot is really tough. So, he may end up going even lower in the ranks come show 5B. Alright, let's move on to the next division. And the next division, the MMA division. So the champion, who's on his second consecutive reign, he had lost his title in the first ever time a Fight for Gold champion has ever been able to win the title, and that was, I'm not sure if I explained it, but the new 5 fifth spot for the KO division, Sakuraba, had beat him and took his title. And Kiyoshi, he went into the Fight for Gold championship, because when champion loses his title to the Fight for Gold champion, they automatically get to be entered into the Fight for Gold championship to try to win it back, to try to get back their rematch. So if they win the Fight for Gold championship, they get to try to rematch or challenge any division they want. You know, he could have went possibly to the grappling division, but I was like, no, let him get his title match, his rematch, and like he won, and then he beat Sakuraba and stole back his title, kicked him out of the division. Then Sakuraba was back in Fight for Gold, and then Sakuraba lost the Fight for Gold, and then he ended up winning the fifth spot qualifier. Then he won the fifth spot and the fifth spot chance, and he became the new fifth spot for the KO division. Yeah, but that's how that all went down, and we're gonna have two of my creator wrestlers, who's the number one contender and the Hunter, face off to see who's gonna face him for the title come pay-per-view 5. And I think this is I believe this is this Hunter in particular, Judo King's first ever number one contenders match in this division or period. So that's good. And let's move on to the final division. The final division we have here is the Absolute division, which is the end-all be-all championships. Basically, it's the world heavyweight title or whatever like that, you know. And like it's the number one title, because almost you can win by any sort of means except for blood stoppage. Blood stoppage is the only way you can't win this title or any of these division titles. But coming up in next video, I got two championships that are team gauntlets that you can win the title by blood stoppage. And one of them you already know is the Faction of 3, and the other one I'll be talking about in the next video as well. So let's talk about it. The champion, this is his second title reign. The guy who you see on the screen is the Hunter. I believe he's the one who beat him before for the title, but he won the title right back. I think following the very next pay-per-view, he got back and won the title back. But this is past, the new number one contender beat him, which made him rank lower, but he was able to win that wild card match, which kept him at the Hunter position. So he's gonna get another chance. They're both gonna get another chance at trying to fight for that title again. And then, you know, the rest of it kind of is what it is with that division and stuff like that. And now we're gonna talk about this. Now this is what it is. The ones that got the stars next to them is because they're not unlockables. You know, the other guys are unlockables. These guys are not unlockables, so I just gave the Johnny Smith, I believe, I accidentally put Scott Thornton into the fifth spot chance qualifier for the Absolute division instead of putting Johnny Smith. So that's why Johnny Smith is automatically going to be allowed to be in the Fight for Gold championship. And then Johnny Ace and Mike Parton, that tag team is automatically going to be in the fifth spot chance match, not the qualifier. All these that you see up here are fifth spot chances. I forgot to put the 5 SC for original Tiger Mask and stuff like that. So yeah, but all of them are automatically going to be in the fifth spot chance qualifiers. And I forget. And right now I'm doing, but all this is not going to be happening for a while because some other people are going to probably be in the Fight for Gold championship, but that depends on who loses in the Faction of 3 championship. I may put one or two, or maybe possibly 3 people in the Fight for Gold championship who was, in the Fight for Gold championship based off of what happens in the Faction of 3 tournament. There's already some people that lost, but I need to find at least 3 more people. One person I decided I'm going to put in there, and I already consider it, is Rickson Gracie, because when he won the Fight for Gold championship, he actually got 2 eliminations. So I decided that anybody who get 2 or more eliminations automatically gets to be in the Fight for Gold championship. Only that person. Because if I do it with somebody who gets 1 elimination, well, 2 or 3 people can get elimination, they automatically back in the thing, and that everybody else is just never getting their chance to be in the Fight for Gold championship. So if you gotta get 2 more, you gotta get 2 or more eliminations. two or more eliminations. It's only 4 people, so if you get 2, you automatically get to be back in it. If you don't win 5th spot chance, but I don't want them just be in the fight for gold championships only. They can also be in the 5th spot chance as well. But like I may just do it where they'll be in the fight for gold championship because that'll probably be better. But like I think they should be in 5th spot chance as well as fight for gold. So yeah, that's how we're gonna go about doing that. And yeah, so this video is pretty much coming to the end. And only other thing I have to say is I got one more video where I'm going to be talking about all the different types of matches for the divisions, and you can see right here is the folder that says it right there, AOS Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 all matches. And then we're going to get back to crowning the first ever FO 3 or Faction of 3 champions, so we're going to get back to that as well. And yeah, but these videos probably won't be uploaded. This video and the one about all the matches probably won't be uploaded until I'm done with the Faction 3 crowning the first ever Faction 3 champions and stuff like that. So yeah, other than that, have a good one, and yeah, back to doing these again. And you have a good one.